So I'm trying out something new here. As you probably know, about 3 weeks ago I released this documentary on the history of Rockola arcade games. It didn't do as well as I had hoped compared to the other videos I made, so here's a new format. The Rockola video is still worth a watch though. Anyways, welcome to Amiiben's Pool Party. This is a series of videos that will run throughout the entirety of June. New videos will be released Mondays and Fridays as we go through a crash course of billiards video games. Each video will be on one game and made in the same vein as a classic game room video. Think 5 minutes or so. These videos will cover the basics of these games and maybe even a little history. If you've watched my old content, these videos will be like individual import-report segments. Week 1, we will cover the second generation of video games. Week 2, the third, and so on until we get to the 5th gen at the end of the month. And then, I'll rank all the games I've covered. The first game of the week will be more popular pool games of the generation, and the episode on Friday will feature a lesser-known pool game I enjoyed myself. Also, I'm sticking with mostly home console and arcade releases. And yeah, no snooker, cause that's not really pool, is it? Now of course I can't get to all the pool games, and I know someone in the comments will be upset if I didn't get to their favorite game, but that's okay. This isn't meant to be a comprehensive history series. Pool Party won't be like my Rockola video. I'm just trying to have some fun with games from a mostly disregarded genre. I love pool, and hopefully at the end of this series, you will too. So without further ado, let's kick off this party with Video Hustler from 1981. Video Hustler was one of the earliest pool games. Released in 1981 from Konami, it was published by Dynamo in the US. Curiously, Dynamo rebranded the game as Lil Hustler despite not even being the name of the game. They rebranded the game with a kids theme, but the artwork isn't that bad. These cabinets are quite rare on their own, but Video Hustler was released on the ever-so-popular JAMA 60-in-1 board. I love the 60-in-1 board, and it's how I got hooked on arcade and maybe even retro games in the first place. A pizza place I've been going to since I was 3 had this and a cocktail machine, and I've played it to death. And now that I think of it, that would be the first thing I'd spend YouTube checks on. Forget college, let's play Congo Bongo, damn it. This is a standard pocket game of pool, but very primitive. You only have 6 balls and 3 different levels of speed. There are 15 balls on a standard table, so 6 is about half the balls. We call that a Lance Armstrong. The aiming system is also pretty basic. A white dot you control goes along the edge of the table. And that's about it for the features. The scoring system works like this. The number of your ball is multiplied by whatever pocket you hit it into. Then that is multiplied by what pattern you're on. The patterns are basically just a fancy term for level. Then everything is multiplied by 10. There are also bonuses for pocketing multiple balls in a row, double pocketing, and completing a pattern in 6 shots. Again, this is a very early pool game, and it definitely takes some time to get used to. All of the speeds feel off at first, and the balls are quite floaty and bouncy. It'll definitely take a few games of failing to really get into it. Of course you want to get into the higher scoring pockets, but if you've never played it before, just pocketing in general is a feat. One thing that I find quite charming is sometimes you can make an accidental trick shot when you want to pocket one ball but then end up pocketing another and getting more points. So wait, in order to score the most points, you have to be both bad and lucky. Meaning you have to hit the ball you didn't want to hit and also hitting others you didn't mean to hit? I don't think Minnesota Fats would have appreciated that. Also, if it's only one player, who are you exactly hustling? In pool, hustling means to deceive a person into thinking you're bad at the game and bet wrong, when in reality, you're good. So if it's just you playing, that means you have to trick yourself into thinking you're bad, and then, in reality, you're good, and end up giving Konami more money? For newcomers, this game can be kinda brutal. Losing lives can be easy. It's easy to scratch, and if you don't pocket a ball in 3 shots, that also costs you a ball. Overall, Video Hustler is okay. Because there really isn't much to this game, and it's not really that great for newcomers, it's kind of a niche game. I personally enjoy it because it was one of the first arcade games I played, but it may not be for everyone. First of all, you gotta like the 80s arcade aesthetic. This certainly isn't a classic like Konami's other stuff, but it sure is an early arcade game and it has that signature old video game charm. You also really have to get into this game to have fun. I have a bias because I've played it a lot, but honestly, if you're at an arcade and have a quarter budget, don't play this one. You'd have to spend at least $1 to learn the game, and then even more money to start having fun with it. It's an arcade game that requires more attention, so it's great for MAME and frequent play. Pool games have come a long way since Video Hustler, and there's a lot more to come this month in Amiiben's Pool Party. As we get more modern, I promise the episodes will get longer. I also have a surprise planned for the first anniversary of this channel on June 19th, so stay tuned. I'll see you Friday. Bye!